But there's a guy who's been going viral, but he's a guy who's been going viral for years. He's been working, he's making music for a while. D1. D1 is like a hip hop crusader right now. He's had like back and forth dialogues with other rappers, and he has a positive thing that he's trying to push. How do you feel about what D1 is doing?
I've said it, you know what I mean? I have no problem with D1's opinion or what he thinks about people needing to change the culture, the content of what's being said in music for the sake of putting better messages in the community, etc. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. What I think or with that message, what I also think is that when you are an actual rap artist, when you are a rapper, you don't publicly critique people's music from the standpoint of telling them that they need to change their content. I don't think that that's something for a rapper to do inside of talking. You don't tell a person that is being successful. It's very hard to do this rap shit, and be successful at it. So when you're talking about an individual or a group of individuals that have made their name creating, brands of music, and then here you come, hey man, I think that you need to, now of course, remember, there's the thought process of the fans and people that are not music makers, and they can say whatever. But I'm gonna tell you something. There is a phrase, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. What does that mean? That means that all of us can listen to the same music and have different uses and perspectives for this particular music. For example, he called out Rick Ross. He might be saying, man, Rick Ross is making this music about murdering. You live in the blah, 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 blah. And you got a right to say that as whoever you are. But then somebody is listening to Rick Ross and saying, this is the most motivational, inspirational shit that I listen to him to be motivated. The same, you said that his shit was all about, drugs and it's a detriment to the community. Somebody else is going and working out to this shit. The same can be said about a 50 Cent. The same can be said about a Nipsey Hussle. Somebody can say that shit ain't nothing but some gang banging ass music that's nothing but a detriment to our community. The next person said, man, I listen to Nipsey for ownership and to hear about, ownership and taking back our communities and what we need to do. So it's like everybody listen to shit for different reasons. Somebody might say, well, you know what I mean? Really? Hey man, the Bible got some different people in there that's doing some different things. But when we tell the story of it, it's a good thing. The Bible is giving us life lessons and principles. The Quran is giving us life lessons and principles that we need to adhere to. We in this world of entertainment, and somebody is making music from their heart. I just don't think that as a rapper, remember, that's my disclaimer. As a rapper, I don't think that you should be critiquing other successful rappers' content and shit. You shouldn't be sitting up talking about what the next man has built his shit, because as a rapper, you know that it's been many sleepless nights writing them raps to getting your flow right. All of the things that everybody had to go to get to a certain standard of how you do this shit. All of the many people you had to meet, roll out, pictures, videos, relationships, fan acceptance to get to where you at. What a rapper don't come out and say, hey nigga, you need to change. What?
Yeah, go through all of that just to have somebody tell you.
And guess what? Especially because as a music maker, you answer with music, man. Your answers come with songs. You don't like that shit? Give us the alternative in a jamming ass way that and now if you in your music expressing all this and niggas rocking to that shit, I think that it's out, because that's what this shit is about. The greatest rap. Guess what J. Cole gonna tell you inside of a rap? Yeah, nigga, I don't wear no motherfucking chains. Yeah, I don't need no motherfucking car to express blah blah blah, right?
Right.
With my music. You know, Kendrick Lamar, hey man, y'all, this is what I'm on, right? Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? It's coming from you and what it is your experience. Man, Rick Ross like mob movies and expressions of wealth, and how you gonna tell him if they give us all blank sheets of paper, blank canvases of paper? How you gonna get mad because I drew a motherfucking red star? I drew a crown on my shit, you know, and you come on and you shouldn't. Why you drawing that crown, man? What you drew?
Yeah.
They ain't even asking about what you drew. They asking about what you talking about. What I drew.
Yeah.
I just think that's some clown shit as a rapper. As a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Will Smith ain't coming out here and telling you niggas what y'all need to rap. Will Smith is answering with a goddamn song.
Yeah.
Will motherfucking Smith goddamn is saying, hey Jeff, Jazzy Jeff, turn that shit on. Fuck what them niggas talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about this. That's what you do as a rapper. You respond with your music and make us feel and get good because that expression, that work that you putting into that shit, it's gonna be felt by, you know, at the end of the day, in this music game, same motherfuckers that like Outkast, that's listening to the great music and move into the music of Outkast or whatever, them same motherfuckers like goddamn Ghetto Boys or some, you know, it's like this music, bro. It's not, and to say that this shit is the reason why people are doing the things that they doing, bro, that's fucking asinine, man. That's crazy. That's crazy to be saying that it's the music's
Music is influential though.
yeah, it's influential, but reality, like get into reality, like be for real. The real conversation of a lot of this shit is boring. People don't want to have the real conversation about redlining, about voting, about food deserts, about the proximity of liquor stores to our neighborhoods, to drugs in our community, guns, to the way that it's all set up. This is the real inferior textbooks in our schools. The school to prison pipeline don't got shit to do with NBA YoungBoy, man. This shit is a grand design. So inside of this design, whether you got to start looking around, you got to look at Baton Rouge, and then you got to go way up to goddamn New York, and then you got to go way to Oregon and Cleveland. Then you got to look at Longview, Texas, and see why is the behavior the same in these certain areas and neighborhoods. And then when you look at it with your eye, you can close your ears, look at it with your eye, and say, "Damn, in these situations, oh wait a minute, they got this many liquor stores in this kind of proximity." And what's the median income over here?
Some people would say that D1 is trying to heighten awareness to those type of political situations.
No, what you're doing is what we all do: knock niggas. We knock niggas because niggas is not gonna be interested in you saying something about the NAFTA or fucking George Soros or the real policies and the real agendas of people like Joe Biden and what kind of plays have been being ran. That shit ain't interesting to niggas. Niggas don't give a damn about what congressperson is enacting these laws to make sure that niggas don't get out of jail and shit like that. That's not important. You know what can get captioned, like what's a good caption, clickbait? D1 says that Rick Ross need to Rick Ross like, what the fuck, man? I'm 50. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Like that's just what we do, man. Our people knock each other in order to goddamn me build ourselves up. And then we act like we don't know that that's what we doing, but it's plain to see. If you in this game, what he did is a despicable thing.
So ultimately, you kind of feel like his tactics are negative and disingenuous.
I think that his tactics were used to bring awareness to his music. You using other niggas what they're doing to market your shit. You're saying, hey man.
Still being divisive though. Being divisive or frictional?
I think that you being wrong, you're doing wrong, and you know you're doing wrong. You don't bring up, you don't sit up here as Jay's Green Room, and when the camera turn on, say, yeah, that's just like that whole ass nigga Vlad, man. Vlad, goddamn me, y'all are a fraternity of podcasters, of bloggers, of whatever you call this craft, this art form of creating content, interview style content. Y'all are in the same field. You might have whatever you think about him, Sean Cotton, Adam 22, or any of these people that do this shit. That shit should never hit the camera. You know why? Because you watching them. You're in it with them. You watching them, and as you, Boss Talk to, as you watching them, they are, watching you. As you become a force, or I know you've become a force, they are aware of what you got going on. Y'all in a fraternity. Right. And your style or whatever it is that you don't like about what they got going on, you create your way of doing it. And hey, this how I do it. I don't do that. You ain't got to worry about me sending you to the penitentiary with shit that I'm saying. You ain't got to worry about me putting you in a position where niggas want to kill you when you walk out the door. I'm saying you ain't got to say that's what such and such do.
Make it appealing, though.
That's what blowing. You ain't got to say none of that. All you got to do is do what you doing, and be consistent in it, and your style gonna become known. The brother, it's a bad thing when we start saying stuff about you and about what you said about a rapper, and they saying, well, yeah, he's a rapper too, but we can't name no songs. In music, you identify by your music.
That's real. That's real. Have you ever listened to D1's music? Never.
I feel like
compelled to listen to it.
Huh?
You was never compelled to listen to it.
See what I'm saying? And that's the measure by which I judge shit too.
Okay.
So not only have I not heard your music, nor necessarily been compelled to listen to it. I'm not saying that I'm not tapped into a lot of shit, so that don't mean shit. I'm saying that your music haven't found its way to me. And in situations I be in. Because there's a lot of people that I wouldn't necessarily seek out to listen to, but you can't go nowhere without. Like, if you're from Texas, you probably done heard Mo City Done before. Right. You probably done heard Southside, right? Damn, you gonna hear that, right? If you was right. D1 music, and it haven't reached me, but that don't mean that he's not, a force or a factor in music, maybe where he from or with the ones that listen to him. I'm saying that's where your attention need to be. You need to be on some, you gotta make that, because these other people, they didn't, Goody Mob, they just made, hey, we gonna make this music, it's gonna be with substance, and that's that. And people felt it, and people are still to this day, we got the Coles, the Kendricks, and a lot more that are making music that is quote unquote with positive messages, what I'm saying, that are successful.
Yeah. So
what are you talking about? We not no monolith. We not just, we only want to hear this or that. You know what I mean? The biggest rappers are positive rappers. Sir. The biggest rappers are positive rappers, right?
I mean, yeah, one could definitely say that, man. Definitely.
So, and I don't want to keep going on and on about it, but the biggest acts in this shit, the ones that bring out the most people, I think that, for the most part, people would label them as conscious or yeah.
Have you ever spoken to D1 or had conversation or interaction with them?
They, for some reason, they keep doing this, right? Like they somebody asked me something, and he responded to it in an interview, or type shit like that. One day we'll meet. I don't got no problem with this brother. He expressed that he want to meet. This ain't no gang shit. I just disagree with his tactic. I think that he's aware of what he's doing. I think he's smart enough to know that he really hating me. You know what I'm saying? And that's just it,
For sure. Yeah. I got you.